Most High in Christ. Hey, Shalom, Israel. I am priest and officer of 50 Azar Oria Shinyal with the Isupk, starting out at 1 West, 125th Street, Home, New York, under commanding Jury Yohana. Understand? And it has been our mission since 1969 to teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who they truly are according to the Bible. And that your oppressor is the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of. You understand, man? And today's class is going to be the brotherhood class, man. You understand? Today I'm here to teach our brothers and sisters about brotherhood here in Israel, man. Because you understand what you brothers and sisters don't understand, man. Well, let me rephrase it. Because you brothers and sisters, you can't know what it is. But you Christians and you other, fake Hebrew Israelites out there don't understand, man. Is that without brotherhood, man, you can't prosper in this world, man. You can't plan on moving forward without brotherhood. You understand?
That's right.
You plan on learning the scriptures and learning the word of the Bible, you understand? But how you gonna learn that without brotherhood? Who gonna want to teach? Ain't nobody gonna want to teach you the Bible if you don't have brotherhood. What everybody trying to teach this man the same knowledge that I got? I hate him. You understand? This is what you people need to understand, man. Like, I need to really get this straight, man. Like, without brotherhood, like, how do you plan on moving forward? You understand? There's a lot, if I could, just to go and get something simply basic that people out there should understand. Like, this is literally written in the Bible right here, man. This scripture right here should be, I'm trying to find the right word to put. I'm trying to find the right word for this. This should be the starter pack. I'm gonna just put it like that. The first thing that you should know as far as brotherhood and sisterhood goes, because everybody's always talking about how X, Y, and Z treat me, or this person is garbage, or their personality sucks, or they're just a bad person. But like at the end of the day, this is what the scripture's gonna say to you. Like, you don't want to be treated. Never mind. Let me go ahead and get this for you. We're gonna be reading the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 39. It's a lot. It's lucky. You finna start reading? I'm saying you coming in here to read? If you could, could you do me a favor? Could you get the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 39? Matthew 22 and 39. You understand? And why that brother's getting that scripture, man, like I was telling you earlier. Like, without y'all having brotherhood, man, y'all can't plan on building up a civilization. Y'all can't plan on moving forward here in life, man. Like, I'll use a prime example. Here in the UPK, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see anybody wanting to build this nation up unless we have brotherhood, man. Like, the work that brothers have put in, the work that sisters have helped out with, like, all this is brought together through brotherhood and sisterhood, man. Because if we didn't have it here in America, here in the UPK, like, we wouldn't have none of this. Commander Yohana wouldn't be teaching none of the generals what they know. The generals wouldn't be teaching none of the captains what they know. The captains wouldn't be teaching none of the officers what they know, and so on and so forth. Like, we wouldn't have a look of brotherhood. If we didn't have a look of brotherhood, nobody would be able to teach anybody any knowledge they know. We wouldn't be able to prophesy at all the word of the Lord onto Israel and everything. Like, wouldn't nobody know who we are? We just be a bunch of random people. We'd be them purple cats. You understand? Slap, you got that scripture? The book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 39. Take your time.
Slow. All right, I'm about right here.
No sweat. Like I said before, man, like, we can't plan on going nowhere without this brotherhood. Most High in Christ. Go ahead and get that for me.
All right. Matthew chapter 22, verse 39.
39.
Verse 39.
Go ahead.
And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
You understand? Like that scripture says right there. Like I brought it out earlier. Like, you can't plan on going nowhere unless you live by these scriptures, man. Like, without these scriptures, like, everybody's going to be turning against each other. Everybody's going to be looking at each other in the most wicked ways as possible. Everybody's going to be judging each other. Everybody's going to be selfish. You understand? Like that scripture just said right there, man. Love thy neighbor as thyself. It's what? Yes, you want to
right. Good. Christ said that loving your brother was just as important as following the Most High, loving the Most High with all your heart and soul.
Right.
They said, what's the best commandment? Christ said, love thy brother with all thy heart and soul. And we know what love is in the Bible. Love is following the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
And then he said in the second one, it's like on to the first, that you love your brother the same way.
Right.
And so
Most times, Christ. Now you talk, and like that scripture said right there, man. Like it says, love your neighbor as you would thyself. You understand? Treat your brother the same way that you want to be treated. What do you look like treating your brother like garbage and then expecting him to treat you with the utmost respect? Understand? Like, let your Christian pastor tell you. Like your Christian pastor will tell you to treat your brother like I don't even treat him like a brother in the streets. I'm gonna just put it that way. Treat him like a brother in the streets. Treat him like you would a homeless man. You understand? But he wants you to be but for him to treat you like you something special, like you this deity, like you somebody above him. You understand?
Matthew's what?
And slut. We in the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 39. Like I said, the Christian pastor will teach you to be selfish. The Christian pastor will teach you to treat your brother like he ain't nothing, but then wants you to respect him and treat him like he's everything. You understand? And that's simply not how it goes. Like the scripture says right here, man. Love thy neighbor as thou would love thyself. Slut. Yeah, like that says, man. You understand? It's a lot. If I could, Sluggy, you got the app on your phone? No sweat, just
it's a different version, sir, but it's like it's the same, but like this one you guys see.
I said no sweat. Just go ahead and get it in the Bible then.
No, I'll give him a tablet.
All right, no
So
sweat.
you can keep up.
No sweat. We in the book of Matthew, chapter 2 and 39.
2?
22 and 39. Oh yeah, go ahead and read it again if you could.
And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
You understand? Like that scripture says, man, like I brought it up before, like the UPK is built off of brotherhood, man. The UPK is built off of sisterhood, man. Because, I'll give an example. Like, I know for me personally, in a Christian church, like, from your Christian pastor, I never learned what it meant to be a brother, man.
Right.
I never learned what it meant to help out your own nation. I never learned what it meant to want to help a brother out.
Right.
In a Christian church, everything that I had learned was for my own personal needs, my selfish needs. You understand? Like everything that I learned in there, man, it was to benefit me and only me. It wasn't to benefit the next person next to me. It wasn't to benefit the kids in that church. It wasn't to benefit, my auntie that was taking me to church. It was to benefit me, myself, and I. You understand? But here in the UPK, man, like this is, like I said before, like this is just built off of brotherhood.
Right.
I can't even go to details how much the school has grown, man. Like this school didn't grew from nothing all the way to what it is now. And even then, like even for what we got now, like it's still growing. I know here in that town, man, like we went from 10th Street all the way to Keystone. We went from teaching a class out of the barracks to having the school of our own. Like now the class at the library. Yeah, teaching class at the library downtown. Like this is what we was doing before, but being that we had brotherhood and brothers stuck it out with us to the very end, like now we got something of our own. Now we ain't gotta leech off of the next person. We ain't gotta worry about, worry about borrowing something from somebody. You understand? That's what brotherhood gets you here, man. It's a lot. If I could. Listen. If you could you get the book of 1 John chapter 4, verse 24?
Is it the same John or the
1 John.
First. You see a 1 and John.
Oh, chapter 4, verse 24. Okay, no, I got you.
No.
First John 4. And what else?
4 and 20.
Oh.
So he's in the book of John. That's First John.
Oh, so
Yeah.
verse 20. All right, I got it, sir.
Go ahead.
If a man says, I love God.
And so, like, if I could, before we get into the scripture, man, like what this scripture right here is about to bring out is that, you know, brothers and sisters will say that they, you know, care for one another and they have brotherhood, you know, it's us to the end. But at the end of the day, like brothers, like it's just in the proof is in the pudding, man. Some of you brothers and sisters out there just have that hatred, you know, wickedness in your hearts, or when you just don't care enough about your brother, when you truly don't love your brother or your sister.
Right.
This scripture right here is gonna show you, man. Y'all gotta get rid of that. Understand? Go ahead.
And hater hater his brother, he is a lie. For he that loveth not his brother, whom he have seen, how can he love God whom he have not seen?
You understand? That scripture right there is, man, that's pretty much self-explanatory right there for you brothers and sisters who don't understand. You brothers and sisters don't get brotherhood, man. Like what that scripture right there is saying, for you brothers and sisters who claim that you love the Most High and you follow all the laws, statutes, commandments, and you swear up and down you a hardcore, Christian or whatever, whatever you want to call yourself, and you swear up and down that you love the Most High and everything, but then you turn around to hate your brother. You a goddamn lie. Blocking my language, but that's exactly what you are. You are a liar. You understand? How you gonna love the Most High who you ain't seen, but then hate your brother who you suffering out in the trenches with, who you claim that you love to death? You understand? You got brothers and sisters who then grew up with each other and toughed it out through the most wicked stuff, and then you turn around and just be like, yeah, man, I don't know. We ain't really that close no more. Look, man, like that's really how brothers and sisters like to treat themselves, or treat each other rather. You understand?
Right.
And that's a habit that we got to come up out of. That's an evil and wicked spirit that we got to come up out of. Look, go ahead.
I'm just trying to learn not to get brother, man. You realize, man, I'm not afraid to say it. Like this is a good scripture. It's right. You're talking about, like, man, I can't. I should hate myself if I hate my brother. I didn't say that ain't right. You know, like, talk a lot of it, man. I was doing the job for so long, I feel like it destroyed me too much.
Right.
Like, I've been with them too long, so, so like, this is messed up, so it's like, I've been it, man. I've been it, man.
Right.
I understand, man. I'm not big.
No, that's exactly what it is. I mean, like you said, starting to fuck. I can explain this in a way that it'll make it easier because, like you and the UPK, you feel me? Like from your standpoint, like you said, like you starting to hate yourself or even wanting to feel that way. Like others reading scriptures like this to you, you wondering like, man, why am I like this? You have a conscience far enough to realize like this is wrong. Why am I thinking like this? I shouldn't be thinking like this. That's my blood brother. Why am I thinking like that towards him? Let a Christian tell you, they just think about it like, yeah, that's a normal everyday thought. No more everyday thought. Like, that's cool to think about to them. But for you, being that you're in the UPK, like I said, you got a conscience, and that's what it's about, man. You want to better yourself, and you want to strain from them demons. So I'll give.
I said, right.
Understand? So, like, if you could you read that again for me?
Oh, no, sorry. 1 John, chapter 1 John is at 4.
So 1 John 4 and 20.
1 John, verse 4, 21. 20. As a man says, I love God and have his brother.
Hated
hateth his brother, he is a liar. For the he that love not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love God whom he have not seen?
I understand, like I said before, like that scripture is pretty much self-explanatory to you, brothers and sisters, man. Like, y'all gotta really come up out of that spirit and them wicked ways. You gotta come up out of that Christian church, yo. Like that Christian church is definitely not the place to be, especially when you're trying to build up a nation. Like, what do I look like being in a Christian church trying to build up my own nation when they tell me to hate my own brother? Like, that's all I learned from there, man. Hating my brother, hating my cousins, hating my mother, hating my father. Oh man, that's a particular one there. To hate the black man. And that goes along with brotherhood, man. Because what do I look like hating a man who I don't know the reason like that? Like, if I could real quick, just do a quick sidebar. Like with that whole, hating the father, not wanting to be around him and all that, and looking at him like he's a wicked bastard, that's for leaving you and your moms. Like, I'm gonna explain this the best way that it was explained to me. When it comes to stuff like that, like, don't hate that black man, yo. Don't hate your father for what he did. You don't know the reasons for why he left your mother.
Right.
Because for all we know, I know from my personal life, the things that I've witnessed, I could see when my father would have probably loved my mother. Understand? My mother she wasn't the woman to be around. Who wants to wake up to a woman nagging at him and yelling at him and screaming at him all the time, finding something to complain about?
She didn't have sisterhood.
Right.
She didn't have brotherhood.
Right.
She didn't love the Lord.
Right. You understand? Like that mighty Christian prophet said, man, like these sisters don't love the Lord. And this is why they feel the need to always, nag a brother, to always berate a brother. Like to berate somebody is to always talk down on them, no matter what the circumstances is, no matter what the occasion is. You're going to always berate them and talk down to them, telling them they ain't spit, calling them all types of B words, all that extra stuff. And then you wonder why that sister's getting left. You wonder why she's growing up a single parent. You wonder why that sister's being raised up by a single mother. You understand? Because your mother don't know how to shut her goddamn mouth. Because your mother is being a wicked beast. You understand? But then, being America is America, the Christian pastor will tell you that man is just, he's just a deadbeat father. He don't care about you. Go ahead.
Right. Where's the brotherhood for that brother?
Right.
Like, welcome the Christian pastor ain't defending that brother. Welcome nobody in that church defends that brother. Just need to read. So like, welcome nobody defends that brother. Welcome they all just agree with her.
Right.
Where's the brotherhood? Where's the sisterhood?
Right.
Where's any of that at? You know what I'm saying? Where is his defense? That's the point I wanted to make. And if I could, I'd like to pull scripture.
Go ahead.
It's going to be in Ecclesiastes 6 and 14. Ecclesiastes 6 and 14. I'll pull myself. This is going to be in that part. Ecclesiastes 6 and 14. And the scripture says, a faithful prayer is a strong defense.
Right.
And he that has found such as in one have found the treasure. Like this is absolute brotherhood here in the ISUPK.
Right.
Because let me tell you something, man. I ain't gonna let nobody know. None of my brothers are goddamn deadbeat fathers.
Right.
The fact of the matter is this: there's more deadbeat mothers than there is fathers.
Right.
Even with that being said, all right, what's the solution to the problem? How do you fix the goddamn problem? Because everybody knows that there's a problem, but nobody wants to fix it. The problem is that it ain't no brotherhood. The problem is that it ain't no sisterhood. Right. That's the goddamn problem. That's all I want to say.
That sounds cool. No, it's luck. If I could to add on to that, like what he said, like man, like everybody want to always talk about, like how you said, the deadbeat father. Everybody always wants to talk about the deadbeat father. And like I said, I'm not trying to point your fingers when I say this, but nobody ever talks about the deadbeat mothers out here, man. Nobody ever talks about the sisters who are, having these kids, dropping them off at whoever house, Like to go out here and be, you know, whores in these streets, man. To go out and flap in the streets, like they ain't got a child to worry about. Like they ain't got a child to take care of. Understand? Nobody ever talks about these sisters, but you always talking about the brothers who have reasons to leave. Yeah, go ahead.
I got there's a sister, right? Like, it was on Facebook. I'm sure nobody's seen it. Like how, like one of the brothers showed me, you know what I mean? And like how she had no short, or, you know, short butt cheeks, whatever. And he walking to school, into class, or not class, but like in the hallway.
No, I see what you're talking about.
That's just not.
Yeah, I see that.
That's how you know we just got our sister destroyed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, dang, I seen that, like, walking to in the hallway school, walking your door. That showed proof, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, the boys and stuff like that, man. Like, some of them just destroyed, and some of them they seem like they know what they're doing, man. Like, you know, I don't know. I don't think much about it. I'm just going to point that out.
Done, like you said, like without this, and with the reason why we be having all these situations going on, like how you said, like how the sister was wearing, you know, booty shorts in the school around a bunch of kids while she's walking her daughter into a classroom. Like, you wondering why the sisters is doing this and stuff. It's because these sisters don't have, you know, sisterhood in their community. They don't have somebody that tells them, like, hey, that is not okay. Why would you wear that around these kids? These are 5-year-olds, 8-year-olds, and, you know, underage kids. Why are you showing your body off? That is wicked. That is disgusting.
That shows that little girl's gonna be like that. That's dang. That's not. I started saying that. I started thinking about it. Like, man, dang.
No, and that's exactly what it is. Like that, like them be the same sisters that be wanting to raise their daughters up in the same way that they are. They want them to be whores just like how they are. They want them to treat their body like how they wanna, like how they are, like how they do. These the same sisters that be wanting to get abortions after having Lord knows how many one-night stands, and then you wonder why your daughters and your sisters growing up to be whores now. It's because they don't have sisterhood in the environment. They're not growing up around, you know, any of that. They don't have anybody to look to as a role model. Everybody in their family, all the sisters in their family is becoming whores.
And like the one, like you got sisters good, and then as you came, you see they grow up good. You know, they're dressing right and dressing fine. That's a good example of like how it should be the ones in ISUK and the one that's not in ISUK.
So like if I could correct you on that one, it's not a good example. That's a perfect example of what sister. No, you too well. No, that's a perfect example of what sister as well as brothers, man. Like that's exactly what I want, man. In the future, when I have kids, if I pray that I have a boy and a girl, man, I want them to grow up just like the same way they see these mighty men and these beautiful sisters grow up in this truth, man. I want them to move just like how they move. And speaking of which, like that's exactly how we should raise the younger generation to strive to. Like now, here in my generation, like we can't even go out in the streets anymore without seeing some 16-year-old in skinny jeans. You understand? This is supposed to be a whole male. This man wearing tighter jeans than a female.
I got one more.
No, go ahead.
It's like, hey, we started moving. I think we're going to land with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoever, like white boys and all that, like they do that skinny jeans, you know, be like, or I don't know what, but like they started that movement, and everybody want to start wearing skinny jeans. They make all the young kids want to start moving skinny jeans. Y'all start seeing it everywhere. I'm like, you know, what? Imagine, you know, the better generation, like. They will not appreciate that. I'm like,
right.
You know how that turns out. Like, this Lil Wayne start rapping and everybody will start doing it because of Lil Wayne.
Right.
Hey, that's not cool, man.
So like, if I could, like, to further add on to even that part, like that's something that I know my generation's damn near famous for at this point. Like, whenever a new trend comes out, it doesn't matter what the trend is. It doesn't matter if it benefits them or if it endangers them. They're going to follow it.
And you put it up carefully.
No, it's true.
They like that, but you're absolutely right. But they was sniffing like a cinnamon or something. Like they was doing something.
I think it was like fentanyl or something like that.
No, they do that anyway. But it was some type of seasoning or something that you can buy at the grocery store.
Cinnamon.
Yeah, they were first they was putting it in their mouth.
Yeah.
Then they start snorting it.
Yeah.
So they had the trend going out when they were snorting it.
There was actually a trend a while back. Speaking of snorting, there was a trend a while back where somebody would take pixie sticks and throw them on the line like you did cocaine and snort it up. And like I've seen so many videos where people would literally screw themselves up so badly it was giving them mad nosebleeds. I've seen one person end up in the hospital from it.
My thing is this: like if you had a strong friend, they would protect you from that stupid stuff.
Right.
If you had a strong friend that loved you and believed in the Most High, they would protect you from that stupid stuff right there.
Right.
Like I can tell you from personal experience here in that town, my brothers and sisters that I see on the daily that I love, I protect them from themselves sometimes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'll tell you one thing that we didn't do. None of us did the crate challenge.
The crate. Oh, snap! I almost forgot about that.
I almost looked at each other and said, "That is stupid. You better not do it."
Yeah.
And I almost said, "Time." We all agreed.
Right.
We protected each other from anybody who said, "I could do that."
Right. I could do that.
We probably could, but don't do it.
Right. Why would you risk it?
Right. We need you.
Right. So they come in with a broken rib. You come in with 2, 3 broken ribs the next day. We wonder what happened.
I can't make camp, Cap.
Yeah, we wonder what happened. Here he go trying to be internet famous and be the next
challenge.
Yeah, be the next new hip guy in the group and broke 3 ribs.
And that famous ain't work, man.
Right.
That kind of stuff.
And listen, we are famous. We became famous.
Right.
We the Lord famous. That's what I'm saying. We famous for doing the right thing too. We are the most famous people on this planet Earth for always doing what's right. That's what made us famous. That's our claim to fame. Serving the Lord. Doing what's right. Being righteous. That is our claim. That is our claim to fame. Nobody else can take that.
Right.
Nobody else can say that.
Right.
Nobody else can do that.
Right.
Right.
If they want to, all they gotta do is join the school.
Right.
Show them how. We the most famous niggas on planet Earth.
Right.
We the only ones serving the Lord.
That's right.
No, it's luck. If I could to further add on to that, like man, like that's a heavy point when you really bring it out. Like for brothers and sisters out there who want to be internet famous and all that, like starting up a channel and stuff like that, there's nothing wrong with that. But you going out here, like I said, following these trends and stuff and endangering your life just so you can be internet famous, just so you can get validation from people who don't even know who you are. Like man, like you want the validation of strangers. That's exactly what you want, man. And this is what y'all doing to endanger yourself. Y'all want the validation of strangers so much that y'all are willing to put your own lives at risk, that y'all are willing to endanger the people around y'all, that y'all are willing to go to jail. Like for example, like Officer Quatazar brought out on the podcast, Kia Boys. Like these are teenagers doing this. These are teenagers going around posting videos on TikTok on how to steal cars. Eventually, them stealing them cars and stuff is going to lead to either 2 situations. 1, either they're going to get arrested, or 2, which is most likely, I can see this happen, especially if you're down here in that town. Somebody's going to hop out their car and shoot you. You are going to get gunned down. Like that's just the outcome of it.
Yeah, you see the
death or death.
That's all it is. That's all you gotta say.
God, that's exactly what it is, man. Either death or death.
I heard brothers all say all the time.
Like the oppressor ain't gonna let you get off lightly with some stuff like that. Like what is the oppressor like handing you a light sentence? When has he ever had mercy on us? The oppressor gonna look at you and slap you with maybe 50 years for that. So he tried to vandalism, car theft, grand theft. Like I didn't even get in the car, sir. It's grand theft anyway. Like he gonna get you with all the charges he can. Him being the devil he is, like that's exactly what these trends is gonna do to you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. If you keep on following America, man, like this, these trends,
and that's why you need the brotherhood to protect you from that.
Yeah, like man, like that's all you can ask for, man. Especially in situations like that, like how you was bringing out earlier. Like a good friend, a good brother would tell you not to do something that's stupid. Like I was one of the people in the world. I wasn't a stupid person. Well, let me rephrase that. I was a stupid person, but I wasn't an ignorant person.
Right.
Like what they was doing, man, like that stuff is ignorant. You wanting to go out here and provoke people. Like I see plenty of trends where people go on social media and literally attack people and then crack jokes about it. Like, what do you find funny about this? when that person ends up hurting you or something, or they retaliate violently, it's going to be a totally different story. It's not going to be funny anymore. You understand? But then you wondering why all these different things is going on. It's because y'all ain't got brotherhood.
That's
It's
right.
because y'all don't understand what it means to truly have a brother or to be a brother.
Right.
Like, man, fuck,
Damn right.
what could she have to bear with me for a second.
Good.
Go ahead.
The pressure is the devil about to speak so.
That's
right.
Right.
And he the reason why we so destroyed and don't even realize that we don't have brotherhood from one another.
Right.
We actually hate one another.
Right.
The pressure has given us Christianity to destroy our brotherhood.
Right.
Christianity destroys brotherhood. Exactly what it does.
That's exactly what it does. And what's the proof of that? Man, every single time you go out on the street, man, even, I can't even say every time you go out on the street, everyday life in this world, man, like every time I go out and I'm looking at a brother or sister in the world, they always treat each other like garbage, whether they family or not, whether they friends or not. Like somebody's always getting treated like the lesser person, like what's wrong with treating your brother equal? What's wrong with treating your brother with the same respect you would want to be treated with?
Right.
So luck, yes, sir. That's why they trying to keep us separated. Yes, once again, they're trying to keep us separated. Like, you know, we come together, we can be powerful, we can be almighty.
Right.
Do what God wants to do. I'm talking all, you know, the Native Indians and, the blacks,
The Spanish.
Spanish. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. All together, we all come together. We're
Right.
gonna be mighty.
Right.
Once again.
Understand? And like to further add on to that, like when it comes to us brothers and sisters, man, like every time, like when it comes to, us dealing with business or always, I can't even say dealing with business, just dealing with each other in general. We always got to treat each other like garbage. But we always got to hold a grudge against each other for some thing. I understand when, like, at the end of the day, like you're supposed to be forgiving your brother, you're supposed to have mercy on your brother. Like, what do you look like holding a grudge and then wanting something that man the next day? Like that's a Christian mindset for you to have.
Right.
It's luck. If I could I get the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 22? Understand? Like you holding grudges against your brother. Matthew's 18 and 22. Understand? You holding grudges against your brother and everything, and then want to be laboring amongst them like, oh, cool, buddy, smiling in each other's face. Like that's how you develop demons. I'll get to it in a second. Like that's how you develop demons and stuff, man. That's how you develop your hatred for your brother, man. That's how you develop a terrible relationship with one another, man. Like here in the UPK, like we learned to squash that beef at the beginning, man. If you offended by a brother, you go to him and him alone. You talk that stuff out. You hash it out. And 9 times out of 10, that brother's gonna listen. You understand? Because that's just the type of organization he is. We have brothers in here that understand, what people be going through every day. So, you got the scripture for me?
No, sir.
Go ahead and get it for me.
Matthew 18, verse 22.
Go ahead.
Jesus said unto him, I said that unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
You understand? What that scripture right there was saying, man, the Lord was telling you, brothers and sisters, like, man, when it comes to you dealing with your brother or your sister, man, you're supposed to be forgiving these people 77 times 7. Now, when it says 77 times 7, it doesn't mean go out and calculate, I got to forgive him this exact many times. No, that means forgive that man or that sister as many times as you need to. Understand? As many times as it takes for him or her to get it right. You understand? Because if you're not able to do that, then how do you plan on getting anything done? How do you plan on building up a nation? You can't build up a nation by yourself. Oh, that's the best way I can put it. You can't. Go ahead.
If I could, you can't build a nation with people with hatred.
Right.
When I say that to say this, you can't build a nation if somebody hates you.
Right.
we're here in America. We're not a part of this nation
Right.
because the white oppressor hates us. So therefore, nothing is equal, nothing is right. We don't get nothing because he hates us. He
Right.
makes it very clear that he hates us.
Right.
So, now that's with our enemies. So, but we don't have that same hatred for our enemies. But we do have that same hatred for our brothers and sisters who we shouldn't have.
Right.
So like you said, you can't build up a nation by yourself, and you can't build up a nation with hatred.
Right.
You can't build up a nation if somebody hates somebody. That's why you have to forgive your brothers and your sisters,
Right.
so you can continue to build this nation. That's why Christ said, forgive your brother 77 times 7. You want to be forgiven by Christ?
Right.
To forgive your brother. Build this nation. You're
Right.
trying to build it with the oppressor who hates you. It shows you that he hates you and has no intention to build this goddamn nation with you.
Right.
It's a lot, sir. That's what I'm trying to learn today. That's what I'm trying to learn every single day with my brothers. So, like, that's some real stuff right there. Like, I ain't ever heard this before in my life. This is the first time I've heard all these words. I never read the Bible. It's like, I thought it was good. Like, it's coming to me. I'm trying to understand what's going wrong. What I need to fix and get right 77 times 7.
Damn right. Damn right. Also at first.
And like, it's lucky if I could to piggyback off of what you were saying earlier. Like you honestly can't expect to build up a nation with, with brothers and sisters that hate you. Because the instant you try to build that nation, like we see it in movies all the time, where a brother is doing his own thing and then he gets stabbed in the back by one of his own. Like that's just what's gonna happen. Brothers and sisters gonna have that hatred towards you so much to where it's gonna make them want to do harm to you. Understand? And that's why we can't have hatred here in Israel, man. That's why we can't have hatred towards one another. We don't have hatred towards anybody. It's got to be the white man. It's got to be the oppressor, man. If we don't, like, we just gonna continue to die. We gonna continue to hate each other. We ain't gonna move forward nowhere. We gonna still be stuck in here in America. We still gonna be dying in the streets. Although all this wicked stuff is gonna keep on happening to us. Ain't nothing gonna change.
Right.
So, like, if I could you get? Yes, a lot. If I could, can you get the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 2 for me?
Amos?
Yeah, Amos.
Amos.
You understand? Like the oppressor's the devil about to speak, so man. You got it? Live. 3 and 2. Chapter 3, verse 2.
I got you.
You got it for me? Go ahead.
Amos chapter 3, verse 2.
Go ahead.
You only have, I know, of all the families of the earth.
So, Lucky, if you could you read that again for me?
You only have, I know, of all the families of the earth.
So, Lucky, if I could, before we get further into this, like, this is the Lord speaking, man. This is the Lord telling Israel that we the only one that he's known of all these, other heathen nations out here, of all the, other nations, these religions and stuff like that. Like, we the only one. We are the only one that he's talking to right now. Understand? This is why he says we are the only ones that he has known. You understand? Go ahead.
Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
You understand? Like, this is like everybody's always wondering why. Why me? Why is this happening to me? Why is all these bad things happening to me? You're wondering why here in America everything seems like it's just going bad for you. Everything ain't falling in your favor, and like that scripture pretty much just tells you, like the Lord only looks towards you and holds you accountable. Compared to all these other nations, like we don't give a damn about these heathen nations. You don't care about what the Asians do. He don't care about what the oppressor does. He don't care about what these Arabs do. He don't care about what none of these other heathen nations do, except blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You are the 12 tribes of Israel. You are going to be the only one who's held accountable for things that are happening.
All right.
You understand? The reason why you are being punished is because you ain't, it's because you sinned against the Lord. It's because you're not following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, man. It's because you're not, you went in UPK. I'm gonna just put it that simple. You went in UPK. Right. Understand? If you went in UPK, you ain't following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. You don't go to any of the fake Israelite group. You can go to your Christian pastor all you want. But at the end of the day, anywhere else, you're not following the law, statutes, and commandments, man. It's just, what to say. It's clear cut and dry with that, man. Like you understand.
All right. If I could.
Go ahead.
And the reason that, we say it like that in front of UPK, that, go ahead, follow the law, statutes, and commandments, because nobody else on the face of this planet follows the law, statutes, and commandments. The Christian church is not a holy place. The Christian pastor does not follow the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
None of these organizations do. Since '69, this has been the only place for the truth.
Right.
If I could. And it's the truth. It's the truth. I mean, you see the truth out there. Like, people, some of them don't even care about the laws. Now they're shooting and killing and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, they don't even care about a law. They just want to do what they want to do. Everybody want to be like, I'm the boss, instead of following the law, statutes, and commandments. Right. We see it every day. So,
I understand. It's a lot. If I could, like, the further I know to what both of y'all was saying, man, like, when it comes to this truth, you wondering why, like, for example, like, you wondering why we always say is when you became, you ain't following the Lord, man. It's because, like, 9 times out of 10, whenever anybody learns anything, whenever your Christian pastors seem like he's dropping it heavy, or when any of these fake Israelite groups seem like they know something, it's because 9 times out of 10, let me rephrase that, 10 times out of 10, they're getting it from us. They're watching our videos, they're watching our classes, they're seeing the way we operate, we move, and they're getting that information from us because they know that we're the only ones that are truly serving the Lord. The Christian pastor knows he's not serving the Lord. If he knew he wouldn't, if he was really serving the Lord like how he was, like how he claims to, he wouldn't be stealing from the church. He wouldn't be stealing from the congregation all the time. You wonder why all your tithes money is going. I mean, you wonder where all your tithes money is going. It's going right in that man's pocket. So he can go get him a new Bugatti. So he can go buy his children a $3 million mansion. All this other wicked stuff. You understand? And that's for these fake Israelite groups out here, man. Like these Israelite groups, they originated from us. I'm gonna just put it like that. They're literally a break off of our group, man. Everything that they know was taught from here. Right? Every bit of knowledge, the leaders out there, all that stuff, like they learned it from us.
If I could,
go ahead.
A while back, I came across an article where they were talking about the so-called Black extremist identity movement, right?
Right.
Of course, they put us at the head of that. And then they called all these other groups, they called them one Westerners.
Right.
It's like ISUPK is gone. This is coming from the press itself. ISUPK is the original. And all these other groups, they call it one Westerners.
Yeah, one Westerners.
And even the oppressor's son, them niggas.
Right.
It sounds like they call.
So they ain't part of us.
They sons, that's their sons out there.
That's funny when you think about it, because the oppressor does nothing but watch our classes and see the way that we move and see the way that we trying to raise up our nation. And then they looking at these copycats like, what is these people doing? They think they them.
So like you, sir, you see that one brother, like one time the last camp, or what the last one, yeah, or whatever. Like there's one guy by himself, he's trying to keep speaking, like you know what I'm saying? He's trying to copy, he's trying to see it. Because like trying to copy this. And he's by himself with a hoodie on, Nike hoodie on, grade and all that. So they're trying to speak the Bible to people. Ain't no one listening. And like, how can you do it by yourself? Like, man, you're not, man, who's gonna go look up to that man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you think you're one man? Like, I mean, I'm just saying, man, like, that's not how it works. Like, you gotta be with your brothers. I mean, you gotta be reading about the Bible, why not doing IUPK? That's why I myself. That's the point. Like, I don't know if y'all seen it, but I seen it. Like, man, I feel bad for that brother, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why not do IUPK, man?
Right.
Shit, we're gonna do that, man. That's what we're speaking about. 1969. 1969.
Since 1969, brothers ain't wavered in this stuff, and we ain't gonna never waver. You understand?
I'm like, that's sad, man. Like, man, why are you doing that?
That's usually how it goes. That's exactly why he's doing it. That's usually how it goes. People want to do their own thing and make it seem like they want, right? Make it seem like they got the power. And then once they branch off, they start to realize, like, dang, they really had it. I don't know what I thought I was doing. Like, they come to that horrible realization, like, they was a fool, they was dumb, they was ignorant, and they should just say it.
All by itself.
Right?
I'm like, man, hey, stop, man. Come on, do the IGK.
But the reason, if I could,
Go ahead.
the reason he was doing it is because he doesn't have brotherhood.
Right.
And you know, without brotherhood, if you don't have brotherhood, then who the hell do you have to answer for? Who's going to hold you accountable? If you make a mistake, who's going to correct you?
Right.
When you're your own boss, when you're an independent, when you're an individual life,
Right.
when you're an individual life, you don't have to answer to nobody. But when you're a part of a nation, like the ISUPK is a nation, like the white man is a nation, the Chinese man is a nation, the Africans are a nation, the Japanese are a nation, the Chinese are a nation. All these people are nations. They have to account and be held accountable. Right? They don't do what the hell they want to do. Donald Trump got up there and tried to do what he wanted to do, and the rest of the white nation checked him.
Right.
Put Biden in office. They said, you too racist. Are we
Right.
telling these niggas all our secrets? Keep it on the low.
Right.
They're like operating from the shadows, man.
That's what I said, though. He said, like, because he didn't want to be able to follow orders and shit. He didn't want to get checked and nothing like that.
Right.
He didn't want to be able to do that. He wanted to be able to do it himself without being able to follow orders.
But he's part of a nation, so he still has to follow orders.
No,
Orders. There's a protocol to be a racist in white America.
Michigan gonna come to him.
And since you know, since they passed all these laws. You know what I'm saying? So he went and on the protocol. They got
That's why I said I feel bad for that brother, man. He give guys you can't stop playing around. So acting like this ain't no fucking game. Oh, so I can say, I'm sorry on my language. This ain't no game.
right.
Sorry,
Right.
son. Sorry on my language. Sorry about that.
You good? You know you're passionate about it.
You got me heated about it. Like, dang, man, I feel bad for that brother, man. He stop playing. You guys should get.
Right.
Right.
That's all I gotta say.
No, that's damn right. That's all you can do, man. Come and join the UPK, man, under Commander Jen Yohana. Come up out of that Christian church. If you don't, there's nothing but death and destruction waiting for you, man. You stay in that Christian church, a Christian pastor ain't gonna rob you. You go to one of these fake Israelite groups, you ain't gonna do nothing but turn up dead. Like, it's the only home in the truth you got.
Right.
So, look, if I could I get the book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 16?
Oh, come on,
Understand? Like, man, like, we got to really come up out of this wicked place called America, man. We got to learn brotherhood and sisterhood. If we don't, there's nothing for us, man. We ain't got nobody for us. We ain't got nobody to look up to. We ain't got nobody to fall back on when we need the help. Understand? Without that brotherhood, you lost. That's all I can say. You completely lost. You're blind. Look,
Is it X? EX?
yeah,
Oh.
Exodus.
Exodus. I know.
It's gonna be at the top.
Second book.
20 verses. Here we go, 15.
Nope, 20 and 16.
Oh, 16. Oh, I got you.
You got it?
Exodus 20 verses 15.
16.
Oh, 16.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
You understand? This is talking about, you assuming and making assumptions about your brother. Spreading rumors and stuff like that. And when it says thou shalt bear false witness, it means when you are here saying something about a brother, don't just say it just to say it. There has to be a logical either reasoning, evidence, or you have to know with 100% certainty if this brother is doing X, Y, and Z. If you don't have none of those, you are bearing false witness. You don't know that, you don't know the whole situation. Understand? Thou shalt bear false witness, man. Like, man, like that, like I know in the Christian church, like that was something that was extremely, man. I know my family was definitely something that was on that, man. Everybody in my family always, talking behind each other's back and don't know the ins and outs of the situation, don't know what this person had to go through, don't know, the reasoning behind it. They just, like I said before, looking on the inside out. Like nobody has all the information. You just assume, and that's them bearing false witness against each other.
It wasn't even that they was, didn't have all that information. They didn't care.
Right.
They didn't give a damn. They didn't really care about your situation.
Right.
They would try to help you instead of talking behind your back.
Right. So I get this off. Well,
Yeah, that's his fault.
no, you talk. No time quiz. Shit, that being said, we're gonna go ahead and end the class there. Shalom, Israel.